Mortal Kombat Deception. Okay, this is a game that I definitely grew up with and was pretty fond of, and I had a lot of memories playing this game with my cousins and Puzzle Combat and PvP. This game is the second of the trilogy of the PS2 games, starting with Deadly Alliance, Deception, and Armageddon. Funny how I'm going backwards in this thing. I will be talking about Deadly Alliance in the future. Now that I completely own the trilogy, maybe Shaolin Monks as well, but that's a completely different type of game. So let's strap in, ladies and gentlemen.
Wins. Fatality.
Now you also got a few game modes such as arcade mode, always a classic. As a matter of fact, I hope it would. God forbid a fighting game not have an arcade mode. Then you have conquest mode, which is essentially the story mode, and I will dive into that later. Oh god. Then you have Mortal Kombat's interpretation of chess. So he made chess, a very intellectual game, but turn it into a monkey-brained and gory version of it. I fuck with it. It's actually really fun to play with friends, and you can pick a leader as your king and a champion as your queen. And then the rules change up a bit, so you have sorcerer characters that can enact spells and fuck up your opponent. And you have shifter characters that shapeshift into the enemy that they are fighting. Then you have Grunt, which is just the pawns. It's very intuitive and a very fun time to play, and one of the best of these goofy modes that these old Mortal Kombat games had. Then you have Puzzle Combat, which is essentially playing Puzzle Fighter with bobble-headed Mortal Kombat characters. It's goofy and fine, honestly, it's harmless. It's a lot more fun to play than Motor Combat in my opinion. You also got the Crypt, which is essentially a shop to buy alternate colors and costumes for characters and behind-the-scenes footage and concept art, etc., etc. Oh yeah, you also get to unlock the characters in here, but we'll talk about that in a bit. So as far as gameplay goes with combat, it feels great. Like, the combat feels fluid, unlike Armageddon's. Combo breakers function correctly this time, instead of the sequels working like a third of the time. Inputs feel good, and the roster feels good and nice and compact. They have more room to separate them, rather than having them all just be clones like in the other fucking game. My favorite characters are Sub-Zero with the Shredder fit. Oh my god, that's my favorite fit. Nightwolf and Baraka are awesome as well. When you're fighting, you have these stances called fighting styles, and you know, in this game you have two of them instead of one, like in Armageddon. And with each of them, they have their own unique string of combos, and not to mention that each character all have weapons as well, and they're also fun, and have their own combo strings as well. Very rewarding to use them, and very fun to fucking use them as well. Also, fatalities are in this game, but in a really awkward way. So in order to do a fatality, you have to go into the right distance you need. You know, this is Mortal Kombat stuff, close, sweep, or you know, full screen distance, and then you need to swap into a style that is called fatality, and then you do the input, and then you do the fatality. This is really weird, and it kind of goes against everything I was taught from the original trilogy, but whatever. The story to this game is one that I'm really underwhelmed by. It feels like they made every wrong decision when it came to gameplay and overall narrative. So let's dive in, shall we? The plot begins with some young monks reenacting fights and pretending to be warriors of the world. It's charming and goofy to see these kids try to be Goro. You take control of Shujinko as a young monk, and he wants to learn the ways of being a powerful warrior and compete in the Mortal Kombat tournament. The beginning portion is kind of long, but it does make sense since Baraicho teaches you how to play the game, and it, you know, nice little training segments and combo tutorials. I hope this really doesn't become a trend for the rest of the story, you know. Oh boy. The gameplay allows you to roam around the world freely in a sandbox-style world that allows you to travel from realm to realm. You can punch old ladies, grab coins, break into people's houses and take their coins, fast forward time Poochie style and meditate. One thing I find strange about this world is the fact that it's on a grid system. The numbers tell you where your placement art is on the map, but the map doesn't have the numbers, nor does it have the letters, forcing you to have to remember where you're at. Okay, so then what's the point of this grid system if it's not on the map? That's like if I decided to hammer in some nails onto a board, but I only have a hammer and board and no nails. Why won't you go on the wall? In the end, it doesn't even matter since your marker tells you where to go anyways on the map, so just ignore that shit. After the prologue, a shining light named Damashi, who claims to be some kind of elder god or whatever, some kind of person that is like a messenger of the gods or whatever, I don't fucking care. He tells you that you have been chosen by the elder gods, and you have to complete a quest that's given to you, and you must obtain these artifacts called the Kami Dogu. Their original god created everything or some shit. I guess they have the power to shift reality, and they were some part of some like crazy lore behind the actual creation of the universe, whatever. Apparently the Elder Gods want these artifacts and back in one spot so that a mortal doesn't try to use them to merge the realms together and cause chaos. Anyways, this Damashi being gives Shujinko power to absorb the abilities of any fighter he trains or battles. By absorb, I mean literally just shapeshifts into them Shang Tsung style. This right here, honestly, is a huge missed opportunity since it doesn't really mean your character is growing as a fighter. More so, he's just copying the abilities of others. Anyways, so Shujinko spends time training with Maraicho again, and then he goes out into the world to complete his quest. You join the Lin Kuei, where you get trained by Sub-Zero.
I represent the Lin Kuei, a legendary breed of ninjas. Oh, silly me, I forgot. You know all about me, I was the last guy you saw with your human eyes before I took your life.
Afterwards, you go on a mission to meet up with another member to help out in a cave or some kind of weird mission you have to do for Sub-Zero, but then you find the first Kami Dogu. Once you get it, Damashi tells you to go to the Nether Realm, and you go meet Ashura there and train under her, and you meet Ermac, and apparently he needs to find the Soul Stone and gain more power. Then you train under him, and then you set Ashura and Ermac on a blind date. So Ashura wants to destroy a powerful demon with her sword to relinquish all of the evil inside of her and purify her so she can get the fuck out of the Netherrealm, and Ermac is like the perfect supple boy for that. But in this story, Ermac and Ashura are fighting, but then when you beat her as Ermac, it shapes into Shujinko. What the fuck? That doesn't make sense. Anyways, regardless, you collect the next Kami Dogo here, and then you head to this place called the Nexus. And you fight this dude named Monster, and he was chosen by the Elder Gods to protect the Nexus. I guess we weren't supposed to be here, but wait. The Elder Gods... Oh, wait, hold on. I think I know what's going on. I won't spoil it, but it is a goofy twist. You beat the monster as Ermac, then you move on to the Chaos Realm. You meet Hotaru, kick him in the dick over and over again until he loses. Kick Noob in the dick and meet Havoc, and he asks you to help him in taking care of some weird, Sato clan trying to, take their water or some shit. I don't know. Whatever, you beat their asses, and and then he teaches you how to break your neck and contort your body into weird shapes and sizes. You collect the next Kami Dogo by dipping into some pool that ages you up, and then you move on to Outworld. I guess Shao Kahn's forces are oppressing this little village, and you fight Melina, and then she trains you, and then she recruits you, and then you have to convince the village to allow them to take over the village. But then the leader of the village asks you to go to the Order Realm and asks the Sato clan for protection, but you need a valuable item to offer as payment, but it's in the Living Forest. So you go fight Jade and take the item, but what? Oh wait, no, hold on, no, that's a Kami Dogo as well. So then you have to completely abandon this entire situation, go all the way back to the Nexus, drop it off, go to the Order Realm, go talk to this dude named Hotaru, and apparently Hotaru is like the leader of this this order of fucking Sato people that are super good Christian boys that don't care. They, there has to be order or whatever. I don't fucking know. And then apparently there's a fucking riot going on with Darius. Then you gotta go fight Darius, and after Hotaru teaches you how to essentially learn under his footsteps or whatever. And so then you beat up Darius, and then Hotaru goes to the Outworld, so then you have to go to the Outworld for some reason. I don't know. So then, you go to Outworld to go talk to Hotaru, Hotaru, but then all of a sudden, Baraka comes up with his boys, right? And then they freaking capture you, and then you have to best him in combat, but then, you know, after you beat him, he then trains you. Then you have to go back to the fucking Nexus. Damashi tells you that you've been chosen to take part in the Mortal Kombat tournament and defeat Shang Tsung. Okay, cool. So then you head back to the Earth Realm, meet Kenshi, he tells you about his beef with Shang Tsung, and offers to train you if you can find him. Then you meet Nightwolf all of a sudden, and then you train under him for like a set of years because he seeks to purify the darkness in your body. You grow older as time progresses. Damashi tells you that you shouldn't have purified yourself because that was the only reason you could travel from realm to realm. I guess then he tells you to go to the Nether Realm and gain dark energy because apparently you're not allowed to go compete in the Mortal Kombat tournament now because there's bigger things to deal with. Oh my fucking god. This story gets even weirder and weirder and weirder and just more fucking insane. Anyways, so then you get trained by Kenshi, and then you battle Raiden because he's being a dick for some reason. I don't know. Go back to the Netherrealm, train under Scorpion and help him find Quan Chi, bully the fuck out of him, then leave the Netherrealm to the Nexus. Raiden is there with you, and he talks to you about how he needs help at Outworld, dealing with Shang Tsung and Quan Chi, this deadly alliance. We all know these guys. And then we go to Outworld and get captured by Kano's crew and become a fucking slave, and then you get imprisoned there, so then you have to train Li Mei. She helps you escape. You go back to the village, but then you get imprisoned by the fucking Sato because you broke curfew. Okay, this story is getting really fucking dumb. Okay, so then eventually you get imprisoned by the Sato guy, and then you get put in the Order Realm for a certain amount of years, and now you're old as fuck now. So then apparently Damashi hires a mercenary to come free you and break you out of prison, and then he kills some guard officers, and then Shujinko's like, "Why did you do that? That's not cool." And then fucking, and then you go talk to Hotaru, and Hotaru's like, "Hey, yo, you were gonna be innocent, I was gonna vouch for you, even though I left you in prison for about 20, 30 years. I'm so sorry, Uwo, Daddy, please don't punish me." And, but wait, no, you killed the officer guard, so, I guess I have to kill you now. So then, whatever, you beat him, you take the fucking Kamidogo that's in the courtroom, that nobody's talking about, by the way. You move on to Adenia, then that's another realm, and then you meet Katana, where she needs your help freeing Sindel, her mommy, who is being imprisoned in there, because apparently Shao Kahn is, putting his forces there or whatever, and then you gotta fight Tanya, and you finally get to actually play as Shujinko by himself. But wait, he doesn't have any special moves. What the fuck? No special moves? But what about all my training I did? What the fuck? And then, fucking, you free Sindel, she trains you, knights you, gives you big sloppy toppy, and then gives you the last Kamidogo. So then you have the last Kamidogo, you go to the Nexus, then all of a sudden Scorpion's like, "You're not supposed to be here! You're a fucking bitch! I don't like you being here! The Elder Gods don't like you being here!" And then you're like, Shujinko's like, "Yo, boy, what the fuck's going on? I didn't do anything wrong. Why are we trying to kill each other?" And then you fight Scorpion, and then and then you put the fucking last Kamidogo on there, and then Shujinko's like, "Okay, cool, great, my quest is complete, but what the fuck, nothing's happening, I don't understand, what's going on here?" Then all of a sudden, a big dragon comes in with his mighty cock, comes in and he says, "Oh, congratulations, Shujinko. I had you get the Kamidogo for me because I'm evil and I need them." And then Shujinko's like, "But wait, no, you didn't tell me, Damashi told me." And then Onaga's like, "No, actually, I am Damashi." No fucking way, it was actually Onaga the whole time. Oh my god, this is insane. So then Onaga's like, alright, now I have to get the last piece, which is Shinnok's amulet, that becomes the Deus Ex Machina tool for the rest of the series from Quan Chi. I'm going to Outworld, but wait, first I have to kill you. And then Shujinko's like, I'm getting the fuck out of here. He runs out, and then Onaga's like, okay, whatever. I guess I'm just gonna go, and then I'm just gonna go play the intro scene for the game, because that's, canonically, this is where the story takes place. And then fucking Shujinko's like, okay, so I fucked up. I spent my whole life taking nothing but L's. I have to make this better. I have to fix this. But the credits roll. Okay, cool, yeah, so that's how the story ends. But wait, no! You have to play the arcade mode with Shujinko because you finally unlocked him now! So then you beat the arcade mode with Shujinko, and then the story actually finally fucking ends. He absorbs all of the power of God and anime on his side, then he fucking beats the fuck out of Onaga, and then that's the game. The thing I also really don't like about the story mode is the sheer amount of character training segments that slow the pace of the game down to a screeching halt. Like, insanely. Now, I'm sure the game devs wanted to use this as a means of teaching the player on how to play these characters. I'm not playing this mode to play as the other characters, though. I want to play as Shujinko. I want to get attached to him as the character, not the others, right? This is his story. Now, if you got to level up and acquire your special moves from each warrior that you train under, say, you're training under Sub-Zero, you get to learn his Ice Ball. That would be interesting. I think that's cool. Now, you do gain these abilities for Shujinko, but you do it in the most backwards-ass way. So, you have to find these fucking abilities throughout the world. But apparently, I don't know if this is true or not because I'm not sure, but you don't really get them until after you beat the fucking story mode. So, I sat here and played through the whole fucking game, giving this false sense of, character progression with Shujinko, when I could have gotten all of this beforehand, but I didn't know. I don't know. The progression just doesn't feel natural, nor does any of the story elements feel organic in any way. Shujinko ages through the story rapidly, from being a very young boy to a very old man. And, I guess being in different realms and traveling through different realm time zones rapids his age. I don't fucking know. So he becomes an old man way before anyone can comprehend or fucking recognize him through the story. I don't fucking know. I don't mind this. I think it's a neat idea, but the delivery on it just feels weird as shit, and it just does too many frequent time skips, and it doesn't really affect the character all that much. Now, with that being said, I wish we could explore more about Shujinko because I like his concept, and I think it could go very far. But the game does not fucking let me ever get attached to him or fucking care about him. I will recognize his feats and abilities, but from my playthrough and my personal experience, he does not add much aside from being the protagonist of the story. That is just my opinion. Look, I don't mind Shujinko as a character, but I wish that I could, actually play him and enjoy him and grow with him and feel more attached to him. But the game won't fucking let me! The gameplay loop in this game is literally just run around, collect coin, train, combo challenge, run around, collect coin, train, combo challenge. It's the same fucking thing over and over again. At the very least, Armageddon's had some variety, and the combat was actually fun. This is a fucking slogfest. It's so boring. Not to mention the way you unlock the characters, too, is so fucking stupid. With the weird-ass ways you unlock the characters in this game, you have to, after you beat the story, you have to go to these specific parts of the fucking maps, and then you have to fast forward through time to get to a very specific fucking time to then wait for a chest to appear, then you get to unlock that character. It's so fucking stupid, and there's not really a hint for it as far as I can tell. I just fucking looked up a walkthrough because I wasn't about to waste fucking hours of my life trying to unlock fucking Liu Kang in this game. Now, regardless, Liu Kang is very fun in this game, I'm not gonna lie, but I'm just gonna say, it's not well made.
Attacking an unarmed fisherman? What cowards.